From KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
I'm not surprised because I know that they have the grit, the determination, and respect and responsibility to get it all executed.
Tonight on The Good Stuff, a local school district finds a unique solution to a statewide problem, and many of the seniors beat the odds to graduate. Thanks for joining us. I'm Deidre Johnson. In Kelso, every one of the students experiencing homelessness earned their diploma over the weekend. Thomas Schultz shows how the district helped them to succeed.
Take a walk around a high school, and they all look the same. Students bustling from one class to another. Though dig a little deeper, and you might notice something unexpected. Many have kids who are homeless.
It wasn't easy.
Like Makoa Perez, who moved out of his parents' home last year for his own mental health.
No one ever chooses to struggle as much as they do, I would say.
He works 2 jobs, including double shifts on weekends. His only day off? Friday night after school.
It wasn't easy doing that either.
And he just graduated as class president with a 3.9 GPA, all with the help of an unusual program.
We've kind of dialed in our service model. Really, it's unique to Kelso.
Since 2021, through a levy, Kelso has helped kids district-wide who are homeless or close to it with any problem they're facing.
Well, this is probably a mess because it's lunchtime.
They hand out food, clothes, and an array of goods, and support students in other areas too.
And it just can't just be for school. It's got to be really whole family, whole child care.
Staff help kids prepare for job interviews or even help families find housing.
It's hard. Housing is hard.
Creating stability and keeping kids in Kelso schools.
We realized they needed more than a pair of shoes and a granola bar.
Nancy Baldwin worked with 650 kids who were homeless or close to it this year.
And I know there are many of those kids that I was the only person there for them.
And in the 3 years of the program, all but 2 high school seniors graduated, including all 15 this year.
Do you think this could be achieved in other places?
Definitely could be achieved. Definitely could be achieved. I have no doubt about it.
And program manager Don Iverson says it just takes effort and passionate staff to build relationships with kids and ensure they have a brighter tomorrow.
You know, we could be that impactful culture, that nation that really makes a solution.
A solution which has worked for Perez and more than a dozen other kids at Kelso High School this year. And he has big plans for the future. Now, he plans to go to Washington State and get his master's in business. In Kelso, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Portland's Japanese Garden recently took part in a global project for peace. Over the weekend, visitors were invited to reflect and write their wishes on a special wish tree. It was one of 5 on display across 5 continents. KGW photojournalist Kurt Austin shows us how it worked and what people wished for.
It says that you can write a wish.
The installation here is called Spread Peace, Wish Tree by Yoko Ono. It's a global exhibition that we're doing in partnership with the Nobel Peace Center in Oslo.
It looks like a lot of people wish for world peace, happiness, peace mostly.
We have these boxes where you can find the tags. And so people just come, grab a tag, and write their wish.
I've lost close family friends, so I'm thinking about writing about, I just wish for to continue a very peaceful, prosperous rest of my 2024.
Yeah. When the installation closes, we are going to collect all these wishes and we send them back to the artist, Yoko Ono.
I love it. I think it's great. It inspires everyone, and it's always good to write down our wishes and let other people see what everyone's wishes are, because we all need to wish and dream more and look for positivity and look for the future. I wrote, I wish the veil lifts for everyone to expose the real evil, love one another in division, and love.
I love it. There's so many positive thoughts and a lot of, we might have a lot of differences as people, but it looks like we all have the same wish. Yeah.
Up till now, she has collected more than 2 million wishes from around the world. And so all the wishes from our visitors here in Portland will join the global wishes that are already at the Imagine Tower in Reykjavik.
It makes you feel happy and just calm.
We're very proud to say that our garden is a safe space where everybody's welcome and everybody's ideas are welcome.
Love that idea. Well, if you missed the wishing tree this weekend, you may have been at the Rose Festival. The Grand Floral Parade drew hundreds of thousands of people. And with the great weather on Saturday, you couldn't have asked for a better day for the largest parade of the festival. After weeks of Rose Festival events, many couldn't wait for the biggest one of them all.
It's fantastic. I like it. That's why I'm sitting here waiting for them. We've been waiting for this big moment.
The Grand Floral Parade started Saturday morning at the Memorial Coliseum in the Lloyd District. For some, it was their first time ever seeing it.
Really fun. I love how fresh it is right now, and it's just overall a great experience.
Others come to see the parade every year.
Aunt was a Rose Festival princess, and my whole life became going to parades. It was a good year. We made it to all 3 parades, and my grandpa would literally carry little wooden stools to the parade.
The parade, going on for more than 116 years, features marching bands, dancers, and community groups. It brings family and friends together.
Yeah, I'm excited because it's a nice weather and I'm here with my mom and my dad and my sister.
We brought our suburban friends, met in Southeast, made it here, love the new bridge, and we love the good times. Everybody's so happy on parade day, even Pika.
And the community to honor the Rose Festival traditions in the city of Portland.
I love it on a nice sunny day. We'll have once every year and everything like that. It's just wonderful. It's fantastic.
And the parade was so much fun. And we know many of you watched the parade, but some of you also had other plans. So we posted this to our Facebook page asking you to share a photo from your weekend. And we start with Lorraine, who went to the Grand Floral Parade with her puppy. It looks like they enjoyed the floats just as much as everyone else. And Veronica also enjoyed the Rose Festival. She explored the ships docked along the waterfront during Fleet Week. Hope you were able to enjoy every ship and tour and see everything you want to see. And check out this pic. Kristen says she spent her weekend out in nature. That scenery, wow, it looks so calm and peaceful. What a great way to spend the weekend. And Chi Chi went camping over the weekend with their family. It was also their daughter's first time that they had been to the coast. I hope she loved the beach. And finally, Anison in this picture of the Northwest Chinese Alliance at the Grand Floral Parade. Look at them. It looks like they had a fabulous time during the event. And you can share your photos and stories of the good stuff happening in your community by texting 503-226-5088 or email us at thegoodstuff@kgw.com. Next on The Good Stuff, the Portland Gay Men's Chorus celebrates Pride Month. How their voices are uplifting the community after the break. Our Breaking Barriers series in June is all about Pride Month, and today we spotlight the Portland Gay Men's Chorus. It's one of the oldest gay-identified choirs in the country. Alma McCarty shows us how it's helped so many people find their voice.
The Portland Gay Men's Chorus was born in 1980 with 20 singers joining together to make music and find community.
There's meaning here that we get to bring to our audiences, plus we get to add the Portland flair to that.
It was one of the first gay men's choruses in the U.S., eventually performing to audiences in Portland, throughout the U.S., and around the world. They were the first LGBT chorus invited to sing at an inaugural event of a major elected official, Oregon's Secretary of State, later Governor Barbara Roberts, in 1984. But the AIDS epidemic took its toll on the chorus. The chorus went from more than 100 members to fewer than 30. But they kept singing and kept dancing. You got a friend in me. And they've regrown, with more than 1,600 people becoming members throughout the years.
When I moved to Portland, I was not out. I had never sung in a men's chorus. I actually didn't even know what men's choruses were like, or what kind of music, they created. Overnight, they just took me in, and I found the family that I always was looking for.
Bringing the joy of music to everyone.
It's just queer people expressing joy and being themselves.
And standing up for the rights of the LGBTQ community.
Visibility and singing is one of the many ways that we can advocate not only for ourselves, but for a better society at large.
The Portland Gay Men's Chorus is the fourth oldest gay-identified chorus in the country, and they've produced 8 professional recordings.
It's such a lift for all of us to be together and to make this music together.
It's always been needed, but it somehow feels both timely to be proud of who we are and to stand up and make a stand, but to also support each other.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
To hear more stories like this from our Breaking Barriers series, we have a full playlist on our KGW YouTube page. Well, in downtown Vancouver, a block party celebrating Pride Month continues to grow. On Saturday, the Dandelion Tea House partnered with the Queer Youth Resource Center to hold the Pride Block Party. The free event featured family-friendly activities, live performances, and community resource groups. Organizers say the event has doubled in size every year.
The reason we do it is because of the feeling that we have here right now in the midst of it, surrounded by our friends in an inclusive and safe environment. It's really for the children so that they don't have to deal with the same shame and stigma that the queer community has faced in the past, and they feel empowered to embrace their identity.
This was the 3rd annual Pride Block Party. Organizers plan to hold larger events next year. After the break, we head to the coast. Grant McComey may have found the key to a long and healthy life. Welcome back. There's a saying that you're only as old as you feel. And according to Grant McComey, one of the secrets to staying young is actually staying active. So we head to the coast where the wind-blown moving art may inspire and help you live a longer life.
At 4 stories tall, the Big G is a hard-to-miss landmark that's towered above Garibaldi, Oregon since 1929. The coastal village is prime for visitors who can ride the rails, stroll a beach, or catch supper from the sea. The sort of waterfront that invites you to poke around until something special catches your eyes, wind-powered art that mesmerizes, intrigues, and pulls you indoors to meet the creator, Joe Gierga.
Everything is made by hand, and you cannot buy any of that. Last forever. Outlast me, that's for sure.
Joe cuts, trims, buffs, and welds.
At your eyes.
Stainless steel into pieces he proudly calls wind spinners.
You know, start out and say, hey, that would look good. Sometimes when I can't sleep at night, I think about what to do.
A trained German mechanic, Gierga could weld, lathe, and repair VWs and Porsches so well, he came to the States in the 60s to teach American mechanics how it's done. But 14-hour days, corporate pressure, and too much drinking took his health downhill. Doctors told him to change or else, and go do something you really want to do.
I said, well, I like to go fishing, you know.
He landed in Garibaldi in '67, where he learned a new trade. And for 25 years, Joe was a fisherman who caught boatloads. He named his famous charter boat for his wife, Siggy Gierga.
Life was so great for me that I feel like I owe society something. And that's why we do with the spin biking, you know.
Spinning on a bike that doesn't roll anywhere, but leads Joe to fitness and a passion he knew as a kid. A German cyclist who became a national champion in 1955, even had a shot at Olympic fame.
It's never too late to start. You start tomorrow, you feel better the next day. Feels good when you're done.
Joe built all of the spinning bikes himself, and their classes fill with students each day. And while Joe's in his 90s and Siggy is fast approaching, both insist they're going on 60. So plenty of time left for payback.
Society was good to us, and we try to give back, you know.
And that's why we don't charge anything. For, you know, whoever wants to come is fine with us.
So the next time you spy the Big G on the hillside, slow down, look around, and find the site that glistens and shimmers and offers a lesson. Not just about art, but a life lived well.
People think it's artistry. I don't know. Maybe to some. To me, it's just fun. You know, I do it because it's fun.
In Garibaldi, with photographer Jeff Kastner.
Life is so great.
Grant McComey, KGW.
For more information on Grant's Getaways, check out the Grant's Getaways page on our website. And you can watch the half-hour show of Grant's Getaways this Saturday at 7 right here on KGW. Ahead on The Good Stuff, his name isn't Lassie, but this pup may have saved his owner's life. The story on the dramatic rescue up next. But first, as we get ready for the Summer Olympics, we want to thank those special people who've had a positive impact on athletes. If you have a coach that stands out in your or your child's life, let us know. KGW will feature a few coaches during the Olympics. Just text COACH to 503-226-5088 for instructions on how to submit. We'll be right back. Now to an incredible story. A dog in Baker County saves the day after its owner went off the road and crashed his vehicle down a 100-foot embankment. This is Brandon Garrett with his dog Blue in a picture before the crash. Garrett's now out of the hospital and recovering from his injuries. But a week ago, his truck was at the bottom of a ravine. First responders used ropes to get him out and to the hospital. So how did anyone know to look for Garrett? Blue was in the truck when it crashed and managed to walk 4 miles to their camp in the woods and alert a friend.
But I have never seen Blue. I saw a picture of him today. I imagine Blue was back at camp while we were doing the work helping Brandon out. But yeah, it's pretty amazing that he would go that far.
The sheriff says there were 4 dogs in the truck when it crashed. 2 were injured, but they all survived. Such a good boy, Blue. Well, and before we go, we want to remind you that KGW and Safeway are teaming up to bag summer hunger. Students and families who rely on school meals during the school year face food insecurity during the summer. But you can help make a difference. You can buy a bag of the most needed items at Safeway. Those bags will go to families in need. For more information, go to bagsummerhunger.com. We've also got more information on the KGW website. That's all the time we have. Thanks for taking a little time for the good stuff. As we say goodbye, we leave you with a live look of our Skycam out in the Dalles, looking absolutely beautiful. Have a great night.